Greetings YouTube, Simon here and welcome back once again to another Final Fantasy VIII Remastered guide video. Now today's episode is all about recruiting the Tonberry King Guardian Force, which we will be recruiting before we even have Odin in our roster. Now if you're wondering why it is I don't have Odin, well I'm leaving him until much later on in the game. Go and check out the previous video I just made on this subject if you want to know why that is. I'm not going to be repeating the same information here. But because we're not recruiting Odin, we are going to have to be dealing with that 20-minute timer, which might not be as big a problem as you think. In fact, it's pretty much no problem at all. Now, in order to get the Tonberry King Guardian Force, we need to kill between 18 and 24 normal Tonberries, and then it will randomly spawn as a boss battle. But the problem with Tonberries is not only do they have the chance to actually one-shot your party, one-shot your individual party members with their deadly attacks, they also have quite a large amount of health. Even at low level, which is what I'm at, they have over 15,000 health points, so they're going to take a bit of a beating, and as I say, on average, we're going to have to kill about 20 of them. But as you can see, I've already started to prepare with Squall in yellow health. It probably gives away the fact that we are going to be using a limit break tactic. In particular, we're going to be using Squall's Renzakuken limit break. Hopefully we might get a few lion hearts off that as well, since I do have the lion heart weapon, but I won't count on that. We don't even need it. A couple of Renzakukens and that should do the job each battle. Just checking junctions then, you can see I've got Ultima onto my strength stat, and if you're thinking, whoa, how do you have Ultima on disc 2? I've got you covered. It's dead easy to get. Go and check out the video I made. How to get Ultima on disc 2, and all your questions on that will be answered. But if you don't have Ultima or you don't want to farm for it at this stage, it's absolutely fine. Just stick Tornado or something, some other high powerful magic on there, and that will also see you through this, no problems at all. I also recommend having a nice supply of Phoenix Downs, just in case you do get, knocked out. You can use live magic as well, but hey, who wants to go through their stocks of magic when we have Phoenix Downs for that very purpose? Alright then guys, that's pretty much all the preparation you need. You can see where we are on the world map. Just down here, you will need access to the mobile version of Alam Garden, which means you can recruit Tonberry King as soon as you've completed the Fisherman's Horizon story, during the events of Disc 2. Okay, so before we go inside, I'm going to recommend saving, of course, as always, just in case anything hideous should happen. I'm sure it won't. And we're going to go and get our next Guardian Force. Yeah, so the first thing you're going to notice when you actually enter the Centra ruins is the 20-minute timer that appears in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Now, that timer is related to Odin, and should it expire, then unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, you do lose access to Odin altogether. You can never recruit him. So you don't ever want that timer to expire. However, I also mentioned that we have to kill about 20 Tonberries, sometimes a little bit more, and they have a lot of health. So how do we concern ourselves with doing that without the timer itself expiring? Well, here's the simple solution for you. You can actually go ahead and leave the Centra Ruins at any point. You get a bit of a message there, which you can ignore, and re-enter, and that timer has reset. But here's the clincher. The amount of Tonberries you've killed does not reset. Okay, so if you've killed 15 Tonberries and then exit and re-enter, you'll reset that timer, but you won't need to kill those 15 Tonberries again. You'll still only need to kill, well, I guess 5 on average before the boss spawns. Therefore, I strongly recommend that once you get to about 16, 17, 18 Tonberries killed, try and keep counting your head, then you're going to want to pop back each time and save after every encounter. That way, when the Tonberry King does spawn, you should have pretty much, a full 20 minutes in order to kill him, and then once you leave the area after that, you can come back for Odin later, everything will be hunky-dory. So, you can encounter Tonberries beginning, I believe, from this area here. Now, if you don't want to get Squall into yellow health, you can also get them in the next area. If you don't want to get Squall into yellow health, then you can, of course, use the Remaster toggle, which allows you to use constant access to limit breaks. On the PS4 controller, that's activated by pushing in the R3 button. And that draw point there, which I've already used, is for drain, so nothing too exciting. We can use the speed up feature, of course. But I'm not going to use Squall's... I'm not going to use the Remaster's little toggle there. We're just going to do things properly here, just in case you guys are wondering if it's possible. And as you're about to see, it absolutely is. Ah, missed one. Da, 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 da. So usually I find 2 or 3 limit breaks is enough to finish these guys off. Getting the limit break to activate can be the annoying thing, but they're usually dead before they get anywhere near the party. You might have to deal with an everyone's grudge attack, which is always a bit annoying. But there we go, look, 2 limit breaks, didn't even get perfect on them, got no finishing moves, and Tonberry is defeated. Now, if, like me, you're going for a low-level game, then be happy and rejoice in the fact that you can kill Tonberries normally, and they still reward no experience. You also get a chef's knife, which I believe can be refined into death magic. Oh, incidentally, you can also draw death magic from Tonberries if you want to stock up on that as well. And you get 1 AP, so not really worth farming these guys for the AP, that's for darn sure. Though there is a good farming spot at this point in the game on Disc 2, which I will make a video for. I'm sure some of you veterans know exactly what I'm talking about. So we'll go through one more here, then I'll skip ahead 20 or so until the boss itself actually spawns. Ah! I might go ahead and use the little toggle. Now that we've proven it's very possible to kill these guys relatively easily. I've got no qualms for speeding this process up a little. Blasting zone. I still haven't seen the Lionheart finisher. I got this bleeding weapon at the end of Disc 1. And do you think I've seen that? Well, I did just tell you I hadn't, so... Well, let's speed up the animations. As a matter of fact, some of these finishers are a bit counterintuitive because you still need to cast limit 2 times. It just kind of slows the whole process down, doesn't it? Oh, come on, Squall. There we go, that's more like it. Whoa, perfection. Lionheart! My first time seeing it in this game. I need to complain about things more often. Yeah, I don't think this guy's going to be surviving this. Oh, I love it. Wow, we even got maximum damage then with one of those attacks. Oh, I don't know what I prefer, Lionheart or Omnislash from Final Fantasy VII. I just love them both. Alright then guys, see you in a moment's time. Now then, eventually after killing enough Tonberries, you are going to encounter the Tonberry King. And he will literally jump into battle the moment you have defeated the whatever number Tonberry it is that you need to defeat in your particular game. Now for me, I think it was number 17, so it wasn't too high at all. And that was enough to get this guy to spawn. And as you can see, at fairly low level, his standard attack is pretty weak. I'm just getting Squall into yellow HP. For those of you that are playing, try not to kill Squall. It is going down, baby. For those of you... this is a bit annoying, actually, because now I need to go ahead and cast Life on him. That's it. Yeah, for those of you playing on the non-remastered version, I'm going to show you that it is, in fact, possible to defeat Tonberry King fairly easily. As a matter of fact, I think 1 or 2 of Squall's limit breaks should be more than sufficient. That, its sharp ability... does a random amount of damage, but I believe it can kill you even if you're at full health, which Squall wasn't, but even if he was, I think it can kill you. So maybe one more Renzakuken should do the trick. This guy has a very low amount of health at low level, but it does go up substantially, up to a ridiculous amount, I think like 250,000 at high level. So even at level 8 or 9, it could still be quite high. Try and get those perfected. Unfortunately, I didn't expect him to spawn so soon, so I didn't reset the timer. But 14 minutes should be surplus amount anyhow. I best actually turn that off. It's for you guys that can't speed up. Alright, next Renzakuken. Come on, let's get a Lionheart when we need one. Oh, that was a nice few attacks. think that was about 7 hits that time, wasn't it? Rough divide, not too shabby. And I think that's enough. Yay, so we get a trophy for that, of course. Our next Guardian Force, Tonberry. Oh, he's sorry. Well, we'll forgive him if he joins the party. Okay, we get a Royal Crown. The main function of which is to teach another Guardian Force, or any Guardian Force really, the GF magic plus 60%, which is nice. And it's Tonberry as he joins the party. Not Tonberry King. So there's a whole bunch of useful abilities that Tonberry has that you're going to want to learn. So how you prioritise those is entirely up to you really. But one of the abilities that I'm going to want to learn quite quickly is the level up and level down abilities. Okay, so that level up ability that I was talking about is an ability that allows you to actually level up enemies that you fight, which is a great way of being able to draw higher level magics from them than you otherwise normally would be able to do so. Especially if, like me, you're doing a low level game, it is a great ability to get. But as you can see, we can't get that immediately. So what I'm going to start with is by teaching Tonberry to get familiar. This will actually allow us to purchase better items at the shops, across all the shops in fact. It's a really powerful ability. Unfortunately, it does require 150 AP to earn, which is a bit of a nuisance, but we can get some AP now quite easily. I'm going to show you in another video how you can farm for that, which will benefit all of your Guardian Forces, of course, not just Tonberry. Once you've learnt familiar, you might want to go for Haggle. Not only does that give you discount at shops, it actually boosts the amount of profit you can make when you do shop selling, guild making. I've done a video on that previously. Once you've done these, you can go ahead and learn Cool Shop if you want to, and you can learn some of the other abilities as they start to pop up as well. I'm going to leave some of these though. Initiative is actually quite useful, but I'm not going to worry so much about that right now. Move HP up is pretty useless. Auto Potion is situationally good, but you need to be careful with it because it can very easily rocket through your potion supply if you forgot that you've got it active, so just bear that in mind. Boost does actually benefit Tonberry, so, you know, for 10 AP might be worth it for you. And then, of course, you have some of those other abilities that I mentioned. In terms of the lineup at this point, I'm going to recommend giving Tonberry to whoever it is has some of your other defensive Guardian Forces, such as Leviathan and Carbuncle. In my case, I believe right now that is Quistis. Yep, so we'll throw Tonberry onto her. Just make sure you put Tonberry onto somebody, of course, otherwise you won't be getting any AP at all. And then, as I say, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how you can farm AP really quickly and start getting some of those awesome abilities with Tonberry, which we shall then be putting to use. And as always, guys, do not forget that if you're farming that Ultima trick I showed you about a few videos ago from Shumi Village, to keep popping back, especially after the Central Ruins, that will certainly have re-popped now that draw point, so you can get another stash of Ultima to your collection as well. Okay, so we are storming through Final Fantasy VIII Remastered here. Hope you guys are enjoying the walkthrough. If you are, then don't forget to pop a like on this video, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, folks. Have a great day.
Sounds like you're having fun.